here we are, back in the lovely loft bar at the Gilded Balloon, in the conservatory looking out on the lovely terrace, and I'm joined by the equally lovely Markee de Saw.
Stop it.
So Markee, how's your French been? What are you up to?
Yeah, it's been busy. I am based in Glasgow, so I've been coming back and forth to Edinburgh to do shows on top of my shows back in Glasgow. So this month is always pretty busy, but I've been doing Best of Burlesque as my kind of main show. I've been hosting that one, and I did a few spots at Bootleggers, which is kind of a newer venue.
That's a great little space. It has hay on the floor.
And on all my costumes now. So it's great. So so that one as well. It was the Beautiful Magicians Club that I did.
Ah, excellent. And Best of Burlesque, that's Chaz Royale's show,
That
of
is,
course, which
yes.
has been on the Fringe for a good few years now.
It has been, yeah. I think I first did it maybe 4 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I did it last year as my solo act,
Yes.
and then he's asked me back again to
That's fantastic.
host it now. So it's
And
quite exciting.
you've hosted quite a few nights.
Quite a lot. I did opening weekend, and I've done like a few nights per week as well, and now I'm doing closing weekend.
That's amazing. That's great. Yeah, Ben and I never get asked to do Chaz Royale's shows.
He likes his really glamorous, pretty
He
women.
does. He doesn't like tall and short guys in red suits. It's unfortunate. We maybe need more glitter in our act. And how has your Fringe panned out in general? So you, of course, don't have your own show at the Fringe.
I do not know.
You're simply hoboing around other people's.
That is, I feel it's a lot less stressful to do that. I see my friends that do shows, and it's a great experience, but I don't have to worry about that. I can just show up, do my thing, and leave, which is quite nice. But yeah, maybe I'd like to do a show at some point, but
Yes.
it's a lot of devotion and a lot of work, and I think you'd have to give up a space of time in order to do that, and I don't
You certainly do.
really have that, because I work in the day as well. I have like a real, not a real job, that sounds silly, like almost like a normal person's job.
normal life job?
Yeah, like sit at a desk and type and stuff.
That's
and
weird.
I know, it's so strange.
I can't get my head around that.
I know, but so that's like day, and then I, change my costume like a superhero. I get my, weapon, my saw, and come out and fight cabaret crime or whatever.
Of course, because you play the Saw. That's what you're best known for. You play the musical Saw.
Hence Markee de Saw.
Of
I
course,
like to
it's not just a clever name.
It isn't. So I'm a singer, a musical Saw player, and a host now, which I've been doing about 2.5 years, I think.
Excellent.
So it's kind of the newer bit of my kind of things I do.
And you perform as part of Markee de Saw and Bert Finkel.
I do,
which
yes.
is one of my favourite double acts.
Well, I have you to thank a lot for helping us and believing in us in the beginning.
Nah.
Yeah, no, you and Paul Puppet were kind of the people that booked us in the beginning because we were pretty different.
You're definitely a different act. Do you want to try and explain what you do, or shall I?
I always like to hear other people's interpretations. I'm not gonna lie, but I think you'll probably explain it quite well.
Okay, you're a strange amalgam of contemporary music mashups with opera, spoken word, and written recitals. Performed with a musical saw and a piano.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I would describe it like that.
Yeah, that's exactly. We kind of describe ourselves as storytellers.
Yes.
So we're people looking to tell you a story, but kind of through collage, I guess, of mediums. So we find things that already exist and create a new story out of them. So kind of recycling old songs and having them say something new. That's kind of how I see us.
Yes.
So I don't know what genre we fit in, but we've managed quite well in cabaret, and we've done a bit in kind of storytelling groups and stuff. Thinking about looking into performance art groups as well, and seeing if that's a new place for us to perform. So, yeah.
Well, that's the lovely thing about cabaret is it's a fairly broad umbrella that encompasses lots of different genres, and acts that can't necessarily find a niche anywhere else can find a place on a cabaret stage.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what I love about cabaret is it's just you get to see so many different things within 1 hour. And,
Yes.
I sometimes get bored of too much of the same thing. I'm kind of like that with my food. I quite like a variety of different flavors and experiences, and I think I take that throughout my kind of experience of life. I just like to experience a lot of things.
That's definitely what cabaret is about. It's about seeing and experiencing things often that do push boundaries, that make you feel different emotions in one evening. A good cabaret can be a straightforward night of entertainment, but some cabarets can go to very dark places, very strange places. And a lot of cabarets leave audiences feeling that they've had a bit of a mixed bag that night, which is what a good cabaret should do. You should take chances.
Exactly. Well, that's it. I think you need to have those chances in order to find new things that you love, or even just the potential of something developing into something amazing. If they don't get that chance to just try things out, then...
So have you seen any amazing spots at the Fringe this year? Anyone appeared on your radar that you thought, awesome?
Well, Kiki Lovechild's quite new to me. I don't know that much about him in general. I assume he's been performing.
He's quite established on the London cabaret scene, yes.
But as far as Scotland goes, he's kind of appeared on our radar, and it's kind of modern day clowning is maybe the best way to describe it.
He's a cabaret clown.
Yeah,
yes.
But it's lovely, and it's just very well thought out. The spot he's been doing with us, he just has one prop piece, and he just does so many different things with it. And that sounds like potentially really dirty, but it's quite innocent as well. But I don't know, I just thought that was really lovely. I love things that you can tell a person's really put a lot of time into it. So I think he's probably the person that I've seen this show that I've been like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing more of that, and hopefully I'll make it to a show as well.
Fantastic. But that's one of the things that's lovely about Edinburgh, is there are now so many bill shows, cabarets with varied acts that change each night, that it's a great opportunity for acts who don't necessarily have their own show, either because they don't have the material to put together a full hour, or they don't have the ability in their life at the moment to make that much of a commitment, to come up to Edinburgh and show what they can do to the wider world. It's also a great opportunity to be seen by people like yourself and me and other folk who do run and work other big cabaret shows, and put them in a great opportunity to be recommended for appearances on bills, because down the line, I mean, I know that Paul Puppet, who runs the wonderful Spangle Cabaret in Glasgow, comes to the Fringe, and he's booked so many great acts that he's found in random little late night cabarets, brought them to Glasgow, put them on to great acclaim, and they've become, little bits of stars in the Glasgow cabaret scene. It's been great.
But yeah, I guess it's that shared experience, because we're introduced to people, and then we introduce ourselves to people. So I mean, I've had the potential of meeting people all over the world that have said, oh, I run this little cabaret, if you ever happen to be in my neck of the woods, give me a shout. So it's just kind of opened my boundaries as well, as far as I could just take a little holiday somewhere and maybe get it paid for by shows, and see somebody that, because I think that's the weird thing with cabaret, is you meet somebody for maximum 50 minutes is all you're really getting with them, and you sometimes form these weird bonds where you think they're your best friend for those few minutes, and it's like getting to see a friend that you had one night.
Absolutely. I have friends that I run into all over the world who I don't really know that well, but we feel very close.
Yeah.
Because we've all been in the same trenches of Cabaretville.
That's it. I think it's a thing when you're in a small dressing room and you're taking your clothes off in front of people and you're sharing your water, and you just form a certain kind of intimate bond. That,
if you're going to take your clothes off and share your water with someone,
that's like, it doesn't get any closer than that. It takes sometimes years for good friends to get to that point. Whereas these people, you've never met them, and suddenly you're like,
yes, you bond over how well or how badly a show is going as well, which helps. Well, that's a good segue into the fact that, although it's not in Edinburgh, of course, you do run your own cabaret night.
I do, yeah. It's in conjunction with a few people that are in the scene, Wildcard Kitty and Innocence Bliss, and it's called All Sorts Cabaret. It's now taking place at Avant Garde, which is they do like a lot of jazz music and stuff there. It's a quirky little place. We're going to be premiering our first show with them next month, and this is horrible that I don't have the date on hand. I'm almost certain it's the 20th.
I'm sure
the third Wednesday. Hey, this is a better way to do it. Third Wednesday of the month.
Third Wednesday of the month.
Yeah, that's it.
Excellent. In Glasgow, of course.
In Glasgow. It's a night where kind of anything goes. It's really what you've just described. A great cabaret in that sense. It's like we encourage people to try things they've never done.
Yes.
So if they're a burlesque dancer, then go up and do a comedy routine, or try something completely different out of your comfort zone. And if it's rubbish, we don't care. What we want is that you've taken a risk. That's more important to us.
Well, Ben and I tried our escapology act there.
Right.
It was the first place we ever did our escapology routine.
And who knew you guys could do that?
I didn't, and I was the one getting chained up. I really genuinely didn't know if I could do it on stage.
but like I kind of went into this thinking, oh, it'll just be, you know, people will just kind of improv, or it might not be the best show. But honestly, every night I go away from that, I'm like, that is so good.
Yes.
That was such a good night. I have such talented friends.
Yes.
This is amazing. I mean, it doesn't always have to be new skills, but like a new actor, just something that you haven't done over and over. Something fresh is what we look for.
Absolutely.
So, and we're just happy, and it doesn't have to be cabaret people. I mean, recently we kind of appealed out to spoken word artists and poets, but like anyone, genuinely anyone, if you come to us and you have a skill you want to try, then that's what we're looking for. Just somebody to be excited about it, I guess.
So that's All Sorts of Cabaret, third Wednesday of the month at Avant-Garde in Glasgow. Go check that out. It's a great night. I can't recommend it highly enough. And you might even see Rufus and Ben there trying out some other new ridiculous act.
You got anything you want me to book you for?
Do you know, I've got a drag act.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm keen
right.
to put on,
No.
so we should maybe have a chat. That could be a go. And we've also got maybe a section of a new play that we'd like to try out.
That would be amazing. I'd like to see a bit more drama. Like, we haven't really gotten enough theatre kind of drama people in yet. So
which is a really exciting thing to do. When Ben and I ran the Not So Secret Society as a live show, we occasionally had snippets of theatre pieces, and we had performers like Gary McNair come along and try out little pieces that then became award-winning theatre pieces. So it's very exciting to do that. And Cabaret, again, it just allows that sort of risk-taking in front of an audience who are very, very giving and very warm and very welcoming. Why do you come to the Fringe? What does the Fringe mean to you, Markee?
Well, before I moved here, I moved from California to Glasgow, and I had heard about the Fringe. It's an international affair. It's a world famous. So I thought, wow, I'm going to go to like the biggest arts festival ever. I'm going to be next to it. That is absolutely amazing. So I think it had a certain appeal to me before I came over here. And I think when you live here, you maybe don't. It's not that you don't appreciate it, but I think you maybe don't realise what a great thing this is to have on our doorstep.
A lot of Glaswegians don't even make it across to Edinburgh, and it's only 50 miles.
Even people from Edinburgh don't make it to the Fringe. Honestly, I was sitting in a restaurant and I heard some people like, oh, have you been to the Fringe? No, I've lived here for 10 years and I've never made it to any of the Fringe. And I was like, but it's that thing. So anyways, I think as a foreigner as well, I was just like, this is an amazing thing to have. So I really did want to be a part of it in some way. I didn't know, I wasn't doing cabaret when I first moved here. I didn't get into that until the lovely Glasgow cabaret scene kind of sprouted up. So yeah, I wanted to be a part of this amazing thing that celebrates art, which I love. The first year I was too overwhelmed to do anything. I think I walked in and I was like, what is this thing I've walked into? And then the second year I think I was starting to perform more in my Markee de Saw and Bert Finkel duo, and we managed to just get a couple spots in cabarets, and then over the years that's kind of built up and I've had kind of more opportunities to do stuff here. We actually did our own show here like once, one-off, but it was here at the Fringe that we did that as well. So yeah, I don't know, I just think it's a place to celebrate what we do, and that's what it means to me. And just to have an entire city turn into a love of art, like,
yes.
I can't think of anything more exciting than that. Just walking about and seeing it just around you, it's amazing.
It's an incredible opportunity. When everyone you run into, the first thing they ask is, what have you seen? What's good? And then they say, what's bad? What's terrible? What have you seen that was really terrible? But yeah, it's really exciting to be in an environment where everyone is led by the arts in some way. It makes us very pretentious, but it's a pretty awesome place to be.
Yeah, but I guess it means you can walk around with a saw on your back and your hair in a stupid way and no one really looks sideways at you, whereas if any other time they just need to talk to you and they just need to make a fuss and you're just like, I'm just trying to get to work. Leave me alone. Leave me and my saw alone.
It is nice to be able to be yourself in Edinburgh. You can wear what you want, you can be what you want for a whole month.
And you just fit in. And I guess it's weird for people that don't fit in to kind of fit in for a month somewhere.
Well, that's what Cabaret is all about, and that's what the Fringe is all about. We embrace everyone. Everyone should fit in, no matter how weird, how strange, how twisted you are. There's usually a place for you.
Or new to it. I love all the little amateur comedy or theatre groups, and they look so young and hopeful. And it's like, oh, I remember what that was like. It takes me back.
They're so keen.
I know, I love it.
You can't. You want to grab them and shake them and tell them, make the most of this now, because you'll come back and it will never be like this again.
Well, that's it. Or I was hanging out with Seth and Laura. Seth, who's an amazing photographer who shoots a lot of our scene, and
they were just saying how they love watching like an entire set from some theater production walking down the street at some point, you know, somebody carrying a boat and a, you know, like a house, and you're just like, it's just normal. It's just kind of part of the experience.
American teenagers spontaneously tap dancing on the Royal Mile.
That's it. Walking over here, there's all these women in kind of traditional Japanese attire, and they just broke into like Japanese opera just as I was crossing the street. It wasn't like a show; it looked like they were just walking about, and I was like, "This is amazing."
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I said to a very good friend of mine last night that your first Fringe is probably like your first kiss. It's really special, and you'll never ever get it back. But you'll always look back on it fondly, but you'll always be trying to recapture it for the rest of your life.
No, that is lovely. Yeah,
You want to keep coming back to it, keep doing it.
Because now I just get sick of people. It's kind of, I'm at that point in the relationship where you start to annoy each other.
Stop flying me.
Yeah,
I don't love you anymore.
Yeah, it's that.
Well, on that note of Fringe pessimism, although we all still love the Fringe, thank you so much, Markee, for chatting to just me today, because no Ben, because he also has a normal job. And good luck with everything, and I guess we're so close to the end of the Fringe now that there's not much point pushing any fringy shows.
Well, I'm still doing Best of Burlesque
Best
if you
of
want to
Burlesque.
come along. It's been a really good year for it. The crowds have been quite full and they've been lovely, so
Fantastic.
It's been a fun show.
And that closes on?
It closes on Sunday, so
On
I'll
Sunday.
be doing it until Sunday.
So hopefully we'll get this out before Sunday.
If not, then you know it was lovely and it happened.
It was lovely and it happened, and what you can all do is go along to All Sorts Cabaret in Glasgow on the third Wednesday of every month.
That's right.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Markee.
Thank you.